Yes, YouTube, welcome back to another video. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the Perfect Balance channel. You know what to do. Give this video a like. Make sure you share it across your fitness community. On here, we try and cover as many different aspects of CrossFit and fitness, health and fitness. We try and cover as much as we can. And yeah, let's get into this video. In this video, I want to talk about weightlifting and how you can sort of break through plateaus. A lot of people have come to me and asked, Craig, I've been stuck on my PR weight for a long time. What can I do to break that? And I always ask them, do you include any jumping or plyometrics in your workouts? And 99% of the time, it is a no. A lot of people just show up to the gym, they follow the generic programs, they think about just doing the strength and the accessory side or the bodybuilding side and isolations of the muscle group, and just think about slow strength. So if you know me, you know I'm a big fan of Westside Barbell, and before Louis passed away, and the philosophy and the methodology of Westside Barbell is built on the fact that we have strength speed sports and we have speed strength sports. So if you're a Olympic lifter or you do CrossFit like myself, you are in essentially a speed strength sport, but we sort of float in and out between the two depending on the events, because some events we have absolute one rep max lifts. Some events we might have a combination of a complex of different movements where you're looking at 3 to 5 to 8 reps, maybe even 10 reps in one whole max lift. So speed and speed endurance almost in those sort of events is a massive thing. So Louis would always talk about this in his interviews, and if you haven't seen them and you've been living under a rock, you really should go and watch Louis Simmons' interviews and his notes on his website and his blogs. Guys from Westside Barbell are still posting new information on a daily basis and keeping the story of Louis Simmons going and his training philosophies, which dates back to all the way back to Soviet Union time, but I won't bore you with the science. But the basic principle that he tried to get out was, if you are one of those athletes that you're able to move weight slowly, you definitely need to work on your speed and explosiveness. So for example, using his gym as another example, he would have obviously powerlifters, he'd have very big heavy powerlifters, and he realized that when USA weightlifting about 15 years ago was sort of struggling for finances, not producing any athletes, he went over to the world and he basically explained that you guys are great at lifting weights quickly, but the reason why you're not as strong as, say, the Chinese or the Colombians or any sort of rival nations on the international stage was because they weren't used to lifting weights slowly and lifting through what you sort of call 3-week waves and changing variations of different squatting exercises and accessories. And the weightlifting world, certainly in the US at the time, was getting caught up in the snatch, the clean and jerk, the squat, and then maybe doing some sort of deadlift variation. That was the training, and it was percentage work, and it was just not working at all. So he came out very publicly and he stated how poorly ran the weightlifting was, and a large part of that was down to the fact they couldn't lift weights slowly. Very explosive, but couldn't lift weights slowly. Anyway, a lot of us CrossFitters fall into that category. We end up doing the same repetitive sort of accessories and the same movements, and we always neglect 99% of the time we always neglect our explosiveness, which is your plyometrics. So Louis would have guys that are well over 100 kilos in body weight, but they could jump a 40-inch standing jump. Some of the guys had ridiculous vertical jumps, And if you watch some of the videos on their Instagram or on their YouTube page, you can see the sheer explosiveness that those guys have developed. So even though they're in a sport that is a strength speed sport, where the predominant movement of the sport is about lifting maximum weight, and obviously trying to do the 3 compound lifts, bench, deadlift, and squat. They were still explosive, and they pushed their explosive training to allow them to smash through any plateaus that they had, whether that be upper body, whether that be lower body. So both upper body, lower body. So strict pressing for CrossFitters, benching for CrossFitters, all those sort of body weight compound movements that still come up at competitions, come up at the Open. And then obviously we've got our deadlifts, cleans, powerlifting movements, Olympic lifting movements. So make sure when it comes to doing your plyometrics, you're doing maybe 2 sessions a week and 30 jumps per session. And there are tons and tons of variations of different jumps. Make sure you switch it up within each session. So you do 5 of one variation, maybe a kneeling jump to another jump. You might do a depth jump. You might do a weighted depth jump. So there's 15. You might do a kneeling barbell jump, which if you go and look up a kneeling barbell jump, there's tons of videos of that on YouTube. A little bit of a controversial exercise and a bit of a risk one, so make sure you start off light on a kneeling barbell jump, but the benefits and rewards to that is huge, absolutely huge, very sport specific for anyone doing any form of Olympic weightlifting. There are tons and tons of different variations. Westside even used a foam block for some of their pause jumps, so they would do a standing jump off a foam block. They would do from a block, jump down to land on a foam, pause in the foam, and then try and explode and jump into an even higher box. There's tons and tons of different ways, and there is the science, but I won't go into the science. You guys can go away and research for yourself. But there are different heights of jumps for different specific variations, whether that be your strength or your explosiveness. So even within jumping, there's different styles and meanings behind different variations of jumps. So yeah, go and check that out. And that's all I want to discuss. Work your plyometrics, become more explosive, and you will smash through any of your strength plateaus. Give this video a like, give it a share. I want to see what you guys in the comments say about this video. Do you do your jumps in your programming? I look forward to the comments, and I'll get back to you guys soon. Peace out.